Well, late last month, Congress passed the first major piece of retirement legislation in a decade, and it means some changes for retirees, amongst other things. Travis Freeman is a certified financial planner with Moneta and is here this morning to break down what this legislation means for you. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Margie.
Yeah, we're talking about the Secure Act.
You got
right?
it, Secure Act. So lots of information in the Secure Act. I was hoping to bring just a couple of the highlights from the Secure Act that I think your viewers would appreciate. So,
and one has to do with retirement withdrawal age, right?
You've got it. So anyone with pre-tax IRA dollars, typically, but last year you had to start taking small amounts of money out each year at the age of 70 and a half. So one small change they made was now you don't have to start that till 72 because they recognize people are working longer, right, and living longer. Another one that has to do with that age is before you had, let's say, an IRA. At 70 and a half, you could no longer contribute to it.
Okay.
But because people are working and living longer, Congress now says there is no age limit. So even if you are working and you're 80 years old, you can still contribute to a pre-tax IRA, and you may be able to deduct that money. So that's a big change that they made.
That's huge. For the younger set, there's some changes to the 529.
Yeah, this is a neat one. So
I like
529 plans, you know, Congress realizes there's just an enormous amount of student loan debt out there right now. So you can spend up to $10,000, not an annual amount. This is a one-time deal, up to $10,000 on student loan repayment out of a 529 plan, as long as the student loans were used to pay for qualified educational expenses, not video games or something like that, like I've seen people do, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Another change has to do with taxes when someone actually inherits an IRA.
Yeah, this is probably the biggest one in my opinion, Margie. So let's just say you had a rich uncle and you inherited an IRA from this rich uncle, right? So all of a sudden, you inherit this IRA. If you take all that money out day one, you have to pay a lot of tax, right? So before the old law, you could stretch that IRA out over your lifetime. Hopefully it grows and take small amounts out each year. Now the IRS and Congress are saying you have to take that money out within 10 years. Now, there are some exceptions with spouses and other folks, so make sure to speak with a professional before you make changes to this stuff. But generally now, in your case, you'd only have 10 years. So really what Congress is doing is they're saying, you know what, we want that tax revenue sooner, not by the time you're 90-something years old.
Right, they don't want to wait.
You got it, you got it.
Okay, yeah, a lot to this legislation. Like I said, it's the first really to come to light in like a decade or so.
It is.
They kind of didn't think it would maybe even get through, right?
Right, and finally at the last minute, like Congress does once in a while, it did pass, and it was due. You know, I have some mixed emotions about a couple of things in there, but given all the exceptions and the nuances in this rule, make sure that your viewers see a professional, a CPA or a CFP, before they make any changes, just to make sure they've dotted all the I's and crossed the T's.
Absolutely. Travis Freeman, thank you so much for your time this morning. We appreciate it as always. More information as well on Moneta. Just go to stlmoms.com and we will link you. John and Randy?
Margie inherited a bunch of money.
I didn't know you had an uncle.
Rich uncle.
We are your long-lost children.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.